Hi everyone, welcome to our Friday Night Football webcast as we get ready for Week 11, the final week of the regular season for local high school football. This is Walt Moody. He's the sports editor here at the Winchester Star. I'm Bobby Ford. Thanks for joining us for our webcast today as Walt, we get ready for the final week of the regular season. And boy, we've got a good one coming up on Friday night to look forward to as well. Two games coming up on Friday night that we're going to preview today. Kettle Run will be at James Wood as the Colonels finish up their season. And then probably the game of the year in our area as Sherando will be at Millbrook. Hanley's season ended on Saturday with a win against James Wood. And Clark County's sitting at home this weekend as they get ready for the first round of the playoffs next week. They have a bye this week so they can rest up and be ready for next week. Well, let's start off with James Wood as the Colonels, 2-7 on the year, will host 7-2 Kettle Run. And one thing you can say about James Wood, the second half of the year has not been kind to him.
It has not, especially on offense. The Colonels have scored just 3 touchdowns in their last 4 games, and 2 of those have been on kickoff returns by William Crowder. So offense has not been going very well. Coach Ryan Morgan said that earlier in the year blocking had been a problem. He said last week that actually blocking was not the problem in Saturday's loss against Hanley. He didn't feel like the backs were hitting the right spots. The Colonels are going to have to hit an awful lot of right spots against Kettle Run. Kettle Run had a bye last week and is coming off a just huge win where the Cougars rallied from 20-7 down at halftime and 26-7 down in the second half to beat Liberty 27-26. Kettle Run is 4 in the Region 4C standings. Does not want to lose a ball game at this point, and it would hurt severely to lose a ball game at this point to a team that's 2-7. So Kettle Run's going to be very properly motivated for this ball game.
You know, only 6 teams are going to make the Region 4C playoffs, and Kettle Run hopes to be one. We know that Millbrook will be one, and most likely will be the #1 seed in the region. Sherando still not sure if or where it will be.
Yeah, Sherando currently number 5. The people that are a lot smarter than I am have been crunching a lot of numbers and letting us know what's going on with it. There's a lot of conjecture that, like you said, that Millbrook could be #1 no matter what the result is, and will host in the first round. And then for Sherando, a win could push the Warriors as high as #2. A loss could push them as low as #7, depending on a lot of crazy things have to happen in order for that to happen, but crazy things do happen on Friday nights in high school football. So obviously very important game along the lines for Sherando.
And the game that we're talking about is Friday night at Millbrook. For the second year in a row at Millbrook, Sherando will be there to finish off the regular season. And we can only hope that this year's game is anywhere close to what last year's game was.
Oh yeah, it was a classic, and it basically came down in the end to a blocked extra point because Sherando had scored late to go ahead, went up 41-35, and then Savon Smith worked his magic, caught a 54-yard touchdown pass with 47 seconds left, and the Pioneers kicked the extra point and won the ball game. Everybody was there said it was an absolute thriller, and so anybody could hope the sequel could be anywhere close to that.
It was the best high school football game I had seen in years. One thing we do know, the winner of that game will win the Bar Linden Crimson Apple, the trophy that we give out here at the Winchester Star to the local football team of Hanley, James Wood, Sherando, and Millbrook. The team that has the best record among those 4 teams, and so we will definitely have a winner between those 2 come Friday night. Now, when we look at these 2 teams, I find it kind of interesting looking at the statistics of the 2. That it really is strength versus strength, no matter which team has the ball.
Oh, it is. Both these teams, renowned for their offense, have been putting up big point totals. But their defense has been outstanding toward the latter part of the year. Millbrook has only given up 35 points the last 4 ball games. Sherando's given up 35 the last 3 ball games. They've got outstanding players each side. You look at Millbrook on the defensive line. Miles Bruce and linebacker Brandon Shingleton lead the defense over there. Isaac Brown, who also plays a quarterback, is a tremendous cover guy in the secondary. And then you look at Sherando, big physical defense. Michael Perry, Payne Bauer, JoJo Dolman lead that unit. Very, very strong unit. In fact, it just looked like in the game against Liberty that I saw earlier this year, the defense was on the field quite a bit and tired a little bit toward the end of that ball game. But you're looking at 2 outstanding defenses, 2 very explosive teams. Savon Smith keeps doing what Savon Smith does. He scored 2 touchdowns last week in the big win, 22-14 win over Liberty. He had 4 touchdowns last year in the game against Sherando. He can do it running the ball, catching the ball. He's scoring a bunch of 2-point conversions since they never kick after touchdowns. And then Hunter Ensminger from Sherando, 5 touchdown passes last week, tied his own school record for that he shares with his brother Reed. Hit 3 different receivers. He's been extremely accurate this year. Frank Ritter, Aaron Banks are 2 of his big targets, but running back T.J. Washington is especially dangerous out of the backfield. So just 2, like you said, almost mirror images of each other because they both can move the ball on the ground, through the air, have great defenses. It should be a great matchup.
Yeah, it really should. Should be a whole lot of fun Friday night over at Millbrook. So make sure you're with us Friday night on Twitter, as we will have live tweets at WinStar Sports 1 for Friday night. And then also, of course, Saturday, we'll have game coverage in both the Winchester Star and on winchesterstar.com. For Walt Moody, I'm Bobby Ford. We'll see you next week.